In this video, we have a formula F equals K Q sub 1 Q sub 2 all over D squared. This is a rather complicated formula, but don't worry about that. You don't even have to know what it calculates. For right now, you do not have to worry about units. All the units, you can see them over here in blue. These are all set up to work out nicely. Usually we're going to have to worry about them, but for right now, let's just ignore units and just assume that they're going to cancel and work themselves out the way they should. So with that said, even though we don't know what this formula does, which is calculate the force of attraction or repulsion between two electric charges at a certain distance, d squared, even though we don't know it does that, we can still evaluate it to find out what F is. So let's go ahead and do some substitution. Remember, when you substitute, you always want to put things in parentheses. So here we go. We've got F equals. Here comes our K value. Now K is in scientific notation up here. So we're going to do that, but we're going to use the E notation because it's shorter and easier to write. Next comes Q1 times Q2. If the Q1 and Q2 are the same, this allows us to make another little shortcut, again using the E notation. But instead of writing Q1 times Q2, I'm just going to put a 6.25 times 10 to the negative 9th and square it, which means to take it times itself. All over, and again in parentheses, our distance, 0.675 quantity squared. So there is the setup for this problem. Let's go ahead and move now to the calculator so we can see exactly how we want to type this in so we can get the correct answer for this force. So here is our calculator. Let's get it turned on. There we go. In our numerator, we have to do this multiplication. Let's enter it just like we see it. We've got parentheses 9.0 second double E, that puts us in scientific notation, times 10 to the 9th. We'll close our parenthesis. Here comes the next part of our numerator. Parenthesis 6.25 second E to the negative 9th. Make sure you get that negative in there. End parenthesis, and we can hit this button right here to square that. At this point, you want to calculate the numerator because that is one group. So there's the entire numerator, and now we're going to divide that just by hitting the divide sign. You can see it pulls up our previous answer, which is the numerator, and we're going to divide it by 0.675 end parenthesis, and we'll square that. And we'll hit enter. So our final solution for F is 7.716 times 10 to the negative 7th. We do need to put units on here, and quickly I can show you how those work so you can see it. Q1 times Q2 gives us AC times AC because that's what the Q's are measured in, the electric charge. I haven't touched the K value yet, but its units are N, which is a Newton, times a meter squared all over a C squared. And then this is all divided by a distance, which is measured in meters squared. So if we just do some fraction simplifying, we can see that the C's on top, two of them, cancel out the two C's on the bottom. Our numerator now becomes newtons dot meter squared over meter squared. The m squareds cancel out, leaving us just with units of newtons, which is a measure of force.